Do people get bored when you talk? Do you tend to use written style of English while speaking? Do you constantly look for words or phrases in mind because you don't know what words are right in different situations? If you have said yes for any of the questions, this video is for you. You are going to learn 10 most useful phrases which you can use in your daily conversation to sound natural and fluent. These are mostly used in speaking. I mean, you cannot use the same words that we use in formal writing while speaking. Written English or written language is completely different from the spoken one. Let's not talk about it here. I'll try to make a separate video on that. Getting back to phrases, I'm gonna explain the meaning of the phrases with some examples and some alternatives to them. Let's talk about number one. This is a no-brainer. Your friend is in a dilemma whether to choose English or Spanish to study. You can say, this is a no-brainer because English is an extremely important language and you must study it first.
This is a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Which means you don't have to think too much. It's an easy option. Another example, there is a nice company that your friend wants to invest some money in, but he's not sure. You can say, it's a no-brainer.
Well, this is a no-brainer.
You can put the money into it. It's a lucrative business. The next one is, sorry to bother you. You asked your teacher several questions in the morning. At that time, you thought there were no more questions because all have been answered. But you have an extremely important idea regarding your project that needs clarification. You feel a little hesitant to go because you already went in the morning. You can go to the teacher and say, sorry to bother you.
I'm sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you.
I have one more important question. You sound polite. Try it. Another similar phrase but with different meaning is, sorry to interrupt you. There is a meeting or a class going on. You have to give some important information to a person in that room. You can enter the room and say, I am sorry to interrupt you. And you can pass the information.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt.
You can also say, I am sorry to disturb you for similar situations. Number 4 is, so far so good. You have arrived in a new city a couple of days or weeks ago. Someone asks you, how is everything or how's your life here? You can say, so far so good.
So far, so good. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Which means there's no problem so far. Everything is going well. How is your new course going on? So far, so good. The next one is lucky you. You share a room with someone at home or in a hostel. You ask your friend, do you have to share a room with someone like me? He says, no, I don't have to share a room with anyone. You can say, lucky you.
Lucky you.
Lucky you.
Lucky you.
You travel to work a long distance every day, but your friend stays next to workplace. You can tell him, lucky you, you can save a lot of money, time and energy. It's time for number 6. Here you are. Your friend asks you if you have an extra pen. You can take out a pen from your bag and say,
Here you are.
Here you are.
Here you are.
instead of saying take it, you can use this phrase. You're working in a shop. A customer asks you, can I have a bottle of soda? You can say, here you are. The next one is, I screwed up. I had all the important information on my computer. One day, it suddenly crashed. I had an external hard disk, but I forgot to back the data on it. Now, everything is gone. I screwed it up. Which means I made a big mistake. Another example, I asked my girlfriend to wear nice clothes to meet my parents, but she wore torn jeans. She screwed it up. Moving on to the next one, I owe you one. When someone helps you in a big way, you can use this to mean I shall definitely return a favor. You needed some cash for an emergency. Your friend transferred the cash immediately. You can say, I owe you one.
Well, I owe you one.
I owe you one.
I owe you one.
Your neighbor helped you start your car when it was damaged. You can say, I owe you one. The next one is long time no see. You can use it when you meet someone after a long time. You have been busy and haven't met your friends. You bump into one. You can say, long time no see.
Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Here, bump into means meet someone accidentally without a plan. A formal way to say long time no see is to say, it's been a long time since I've seen you. The final phrase is, that sounds great. We have 2 days off this week. That sounds great.
That sounds great.
That sounds great.
That sounds great.
Which means this idea of no work or no classes is really good. We are going on a vacation to Maldives. That sounds great. You can use other words after that sounds, like that sounds fun, that sounds fantastic. You can also use negative expressions like that sounds boring or that sounds awful. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'm your English teacher, Suresh. Goodbye.